I feel like if God wanted to make me mentally stable, he would have made me mentally stable. But he didn't. So lock your fucking doors.
I pull up where the chalk line chalk. Air feel cold, but the room still talk. Read that file like a praying pen. One dead mouth got the truth tucked in. Mama said, baby, don't fear that hush. I been in the dark, I don't rush. I asked the flow, I asked the wall. Who saw that hand that made them fall? Who? I hear keys in the after names. Cold little clues in the winning stains. Got a badge, got a blade of faith. I let the silence point the way. If the dead got a tongue, let it move. If the night got a witness, come through, I don't beg, I just hold that line. Then I let them cross one side. Bone phone, bring it back. Bone phone, tell me facts. From the grave, let the truth slide through. Bone phone, I'm calling you. Bone phone, speaking bones. Bone phone, bring me home. Who lied, who fled, who kept that
A
flame?
prominent South Florida real estate agent was found unalive alongside her ex-husband and their 2 young daughters in what Miami police call a red rum self-exit. You all. Tonight we are looking into the case of Melanie Heyer and Ryan Witten. Okay? Ryan Witten is what we like to call a family annihilator. Allegedly, Ryan took his life, but before taking his life, he took his 46-year-old wife, or ex-wife, Melanie Heyer. He took her life, and he took his 11-year-old daughter, Savannah, and 8-year-old daughter, Sienna's life as well. You guys, I'm reading this off of Yahoo News. Tonight we're going to look into that case. What triggered him? Y'all, what triggered this man to do such crazy, heinous things? What triggered this man? Tonight we're definitely going to look into that. Let me move my stuff out the way. I'm sorry, y'all. Move all this stuff out the way. I got bottles. I had a bar. But what triggered this man to act in these heinous ways? So we're going to go ahead and look into that tonight. Please remember, you guys, that the deck is pre-shuffled. Unless you want to sit here with me for 30 plus minutes shuffling a deck. Okay. Yes. You guys, I am aware of a current case that we have been looking into. It is a series here on the channel. I am aware of what's going on there. There will be a reading uploaded for that tomorrow. Okay? We're going to use the G Murders deck tonight as well, you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to look into Ryan. We want to know what triggered Ryan. Why did Ryan decide that he had to unalive his 11-year-old daughter, Savannah, and his 8-year-old daughter, Sienna? These 2 beautiful young girls that had their whole life ahead of them. Why did you feel the need to take them away? And why did he feel the need to also unalive their mother, his ex-wife, Miss Melanie, a well-known, renowned real estate agent in Miami? Okay? Crazy, crazy. The Ten of Swords is in the position of the environment, okay? So immediately in Ryan's environment, you guys, there was a lot of betrayal, backstabbing, bitching. It could have been the arguing. It could have been arguing that day or that night that led to him getting this upset to where he had to take her life and the 2 kids. Like, this is just ridiculous. You had to take your wife's life and your 2 kids' life. Now, it was said that his other ex-wife, then Ryan has been married twice. It is said by his first ex-wife that there was arguments or quarrels about the children, who was going to get custody over the kids and things of that nature. The Ten of Swords also speaks on separations and divorce and things of that nature. This is giving me the energy of he didn't have the ability to cope with what was going on. He didn't want to lose his family. He's a 2-time divorcer here. And he's just like, you know what? If I can't have you, girl, nobody can, allegedly. And he thought this is the source. The source is about communication and thought process and things of that nature. This is Gemini energy. He could be a Gemini. Melanie could be a Gemini. One of the children could be a Gemini. But this is heavy Gemini energy here in the spread, that he really thought that this wasn't good. He was gonna hit rock bottom. He was gonna hit a wall. He was gonna have a collapse, a breakdown. He wasn't gonna be able to cope with what happened. But again, this is still not a reason for you to try to take the life of your daughters, dude. Like, crazy work. Let's get clarified right here. Why is the Ten of Swords here? Why is the Ten of Swords here? Yes, okay. Ten of Swords. Wait, look at here. Ten of Cups. This is family. This, again, I just said this. He did not have the ability to cope with the fact that he was going to lose his whole family. He felt like he was going to hit rock bottom, hit a wall, collapse, break down because of this. The family is, the Ten of Cups is about family, happy families, domestic bliss. Okay? And obviously there wasn't domestic bliss in the home. There was bitching in the home, arguing in the home, assault and violence in the home in this particular environment here. So it is saying here that they were in the home. They were in their family home when this occurred, okay? And that is true by the article that we read, that allegedly this man decided he wanted to unalive himself, his ex-wife, and his 2 children, because he couldn't cope with the fact that they were getting a divorce, that she may wanted to move on with her life, and that they were having issues with who was going to take the kids, who were going to take custody of the kids. Now, I want to say this. A lot of people like to get down the mother's throat about the mother being burnt out. She's tired. She's this. She's that. A lot of the times, these men do not want the children. They just want the children just to hurt the mother. And it's given that energy here that he just wanted these kids because he basically just wanted to hurt the mother here. We're going to get some cards from the G Murders deck here. What was the environment like? Okay, we got a couple of cards here. We got pin drop. Hunt it down. It's like she was coming over to get some things here, not feeling valued. Yeah, I'm telling you, this man, he was on one. He was very pissed off, gave up without a fight. So somebody here was trying to give up here without a fight. We got missing, deceased because they knew too much. Now it's getting juicy. Because now it's a legend here that somebody knew entirely too much. Let's read a little bit more of the article here. It says the 4 were all pronounced unalive on the scene. Police did not specify who stabbed whom. So he stabbed these people. He stabbed his wife, his 2 daughters, and then I'm guessing he just slit his throat here. Melanie was a prominent realtor in the area, and Witten was a real estate project manager. So both of them worked in real estate according to their social media profiles here. As a mother and of someone who personally knew them and admired them and loved them, and knew that Melanie was a dedicated mother and the center of this particular tragedy here, one of her friends says this loss feels especially close to home. Her name is Doral Mayer Christie Father. That's a long name. Doral Mayer Christie Father. Okay, girl. She made that statement on Instagram. She said her heart aches for their loved ones, their classmates, their teachers, their friends, their neighbors, and everyone grieving during this incredibly painful time. And they're asking everyone to pray for the family here. Again, there was the news reporter spoke to his other ex-wife, who told them that his relationship with Melanie was toxic. And we can see that right here with the Ten of Swords, that the relationship was just toxic as hell. And that he didn't feel valued, nor did she feel valued in the relationship. She wanted to just leave. And he was like, you know what, I'm not giving up without a fight. I'm not giving this up. You know, you're going to have to do something. And allegedly here by the cards, about what the spread is looking like, it didn't seem like Melanie was, it didn't seem like she was team, yeah, let's work this out. She was more so team, hey, I'm not dealing with this anymore. This is crazy. Crazy. Oh man, Ace of Wands at the bottom here. Yeah, she felt like she had a new opportunity here. She felt like she could do things better here. The Nine of Swords is in the position of what was the problem for Ryan here. The Nine of Swords is anxiety, depression, extreme guilt. This is terror, this is fear. This is deep unhappiness. This man was not happy. He wanted his family, but the way he went about it was not the way to go. It's already toxic here with the Ten of Swords. There's bitching here. There's fighting here. There's arguing in the home. Okay? There's arguing amongst with the mother here. Somebody went through a phone. He went through a phone here. There was a lot. Oh my God. There was a lot of crap going on about. Allegedly, it's seeming like Miss Melanie moved on, you guys, and this man was not going for this shit. Let's get a clarified here. But the Nine of Swords is in the position of the problem for Ryan, because we're looking at Ryan. Ryan is the family annihilator here, so we want to try to figure out like why in the hell would he do this? What triggered this man to do this to his whole family? His two young innocent daughters that should have been still going to school and preparing themselves for life and preparing themselves to be wives and starting their own families. It's crazy. There was some gossip going on. That's what I'm saying. Like there was a lot. There was some gossip going on as well here that it could have really made this man mad. Like let's get into it. Why is the Nine of Swords here? There was allegedly some gossip here that this woman had moved on and he wasn't going for it. He didn't want to hear that shit. Six of Cups. Yeah, look at this. The Six of Cups, it deals with memories. It deals with childhood. It deals with children. It deals with returning home, innocence, and things of that nature here. Also, there's a woman here giving a child a cup here. There's someone giving someone something. This is extreme anxiety here. This man was in his head extremely about what was going on. He was mad about the fact that his children would be being around another man, so to speak here. Why is the Six of Cups here? Yeah, King of Swords. This is an authority figure. This is a father figure. Yeah, he was upset because he knew that this woman was moving on and she would probably his children would be around another man. This man wasn't going, y'all. And also with the Nine of Swords, he had some type of mental instability as well. He wasn't thinking clearly up here when he did what he did. But is that an excuse? No, it is not an excuse. So allegedly here, there was fights and arguments about the separation, about the family, about the children, and about her moving on. Okay, we got a couple of Fate Never Light talked about. Okay, my watch said it's time to drink some water. Fate Never Light talked about here. Fate Never Light talked about. So it is saying here that this man felt like this woman never really fooled with him, or she could have felt like he was fake. He never liked her. There was too much going on in the relationship. They never had agreements here with the King of Swords, the Nine of Swords. They were never on the same terms. They never saw eye to eye with something here. This is mental anguish, guilt, and regret and remorse. This woman regretted marrying him. There's also this, I'm telling you, he's mad because she moved on. There was a fast hookup here and she felt like she had settled for him. So when she moved on, she quickly moved on. I'm trying to keep it as respectful as possible here. These people are not here anymore. She quickly moved on, allegedly. She was like, you know what? The grass is green over here. I don't have to deal with this and I don't have to deal with you. And that became a problem for this man. He was already mad that they're divorcing. He's already mad that they got to figure out what they're going to do about these kids. He's already mad that there's separation here. They got to split things down the middle. He's already mad that the household is not in order, that they are always arguing. And there's an underlying energy here. She may have been more of a breadwinner than him as well. And he didn't like that shit either. Let's move on. We have the Two of Cups here. The Two of Cups is in the position of the past that influenced the problem. The Two of Cups is about partnerships and things of that nature here. See if we get anything else reading about them. Okay. Okay, that was the end of the article there. Okay, that was the end of the article. So they don't have much on the situation with these people. And the Two of Cups is about partnerships. This is about love, unity, compatibility, and happy couples. And, you know, this is potential soulmates and relationships and engagements and things of that nature and attraction. The past that influenced the problem here is somebody was attracted to someone else. Somebody moved on. Somebody decided they wanted to be in a relationship with someone else. And this was a problem. And it's looking like Miss Melody moved on, or he was the one that moved on. We have the Tower. Yeah, this is what was the nail. Someone cheated. Somebody moved on in the relationship. Either this was cheating or this was moving on. The Tower is about your foundation being shook up under you. The household that you thought that you had, it was never as stable as you thought it was. The relationship that they had was never as stable as they thought it was, allegedly, and it was already on shaky grounds. And because this person, whoever it was that moved on, this became also a problem. Okay. Someone sees through their bullshit. Faking for clout. Yeah. So this is a legend that he was cheating. And she saw it. She saw through it. Yeah, shameful secrets, self-hate. Yeah. So it's a legend here that he had shameful secrets, that he was cheating. And when she found this out, she was like, you know what, I want a divorce. Because the Tower is about separations as well. She was like, you know what, I want a divorce. I don't want to do this anymore. Our foundation is not as solid as I thought it was. And it looks like he tried to fix this, but Melanie wasn't going, allegedly. She was like, Ryan, you know, this is just not what it's, I think we're better off apart. She wanted to move on and continue her business and continue growing as a real estate agent. And for some odd reason, Ryan wasn't seeing this as a potential opportunity for growth. Ryan was like, nah, girl, we can't have this. Either you stay with me and we work this shit out, or we ain't working nothing out. Knight of Swords here is in the position of how did he feel about this? This is the Knight of Swords. This is big changes, jumping in and seizing the moment here. This man saw opportunity that day to unalive his wife, allegedly, and his two daughters, allegedly here. He jumped in, he seized that opportunity to do that. He could have some type of military background here, or he could know people in the military, but he seized that opportunity to do that. He was like, you know what? Since this is what it's gonna be, I'm gonna do this. Why is the Knight of Swords here? Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. It came out sideways. Queen of Wands. When it comes out sideways, I always take it in the reverse here. This is somebody very vicious. This is somebody very vindictive, jealous. This man was jealous. He was mad because this woman was moving on. She was the breadwinner. She made a little bit more money than him, allegedly. Now she's leaving. They're divorced. They're arguing about these kids. She done moved on. He don't want a new man around his daughters. He like, can we just work this out? And she's like, no. It's too toxic. It's too much. Child. Miss. Victim was loved and they hated it. Attention seeking. Yeah. Because by these by her friends and family here, that said that she was someone that they feel this loss, it is a very, 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 very heartfelt loss, and that the classmates, teachers, friends, neighbors, everyone that knew her and her children, they are hurt right now. She was loved. She was well known. And homeboy just was like, okay, Aunt. You'll be well known in memoriam. That's messed up. We have abusive, womanizer, karmic here. Yeah, he was abusive, allegedly. And that's how he felt about it. He was going to abuse her. A womanizer. He was cheating. We got a family of corrupt people here. We got a white woman here. We have mean-spirited and mean to children. Wow, saying that he was mean to his children. The married white man, a married man. He was emotionally unstable. Said he called off of work to do this. Wow. We got to negotiate plea deals and false diagnosis or exhumed body. What I get from negotiate plea deals and false diagnosis is, again, he was trying to, before he did this, he wanted to try to work this shit out, and she just was not going. He had this false reality in his head that it was going to work, that he was going to go over there and try to make it work, and it didn't go the way he planned. So he did plan B. We have the Emperor in reverse, and this is in the position of, how did this affect him? The Emperor in reverse, you guys, is a tyrant. This is somebody that wants to control things here. This is a bully. This is a bad father, a tyrant. So it is saying here that allegedly how it ended up affecting him, he became a bully, he became controlling, he became a tyrant, he became dangerous. And that's what he wanted to do there. Why is the Emperor here in reverse? It's sad, sad, sad. Those two babies. My heart goes out to the family. Temperance. And it's crazy because he felt like this is what would bring the balance to the situation. He felt like being aggressive and being controlling and threatening her was going to get her to budge, and it did not. It did not. Man. We got at the bottom here. We got co-worker, Mason, OES, frat, sorority, clan, witch. Plotted on, yeah. He plotted on it, yeah. Once he figured out that wasn't gonna work, he was through. He was keeping secrets. He knew what he was gonna do. He knew exactly what he was gonna do that day. He went over there to do what he was gonna do. He knew that if she wasn't going to budge, if she wasn't going to accept this negotiation, because it's suggesting here that he had a mental instability. He had this false pretense of, oh, okay, I'm gonna go over here, we're gonna work this out because I can't deal. And it didn't work that way for him. Okay, we have the High Priestess in reverse here, and this is in the position of why is Melanie not here anymore? It is giving strong vibes of Melanie. He has threatened Melanie before. He has threatened to hurt her, unalive her, and all of this, and these were flags that she allegedly ignored. It is alleged here that Melanie intuitively felt like something was gonna, like when he said he was coming over, intuitively she felt like this was not right. He was gonna do something he had no business doing, and she didn't follow her intuition here. Not saying that it's her fault she's not here. It's just saying that she had a nudge. She had a sense of knowing that something wasn't right, and it wasn't. Why is the High Priestess here? Yeah. Everything is fine, but it's not. This is the Ten of Swords again. This is backstabbing, betrayal, bitching. He backstabbed her. He betrayed her. He knew what he was coming over there to do. He stabbed her with a knife. Say multiple times at that. Could have stabbed her multiple times. We got on the run here. He was thinking about going on the run, but then he was like, you know what? Fighting over territory or a title. Yeah, they're fighting over the kids. Who's gonna get these kids? Gambling with life. He wanted karma, revenge. And again, this karma is coming in as this has happened before. And she was getting nudges about this, and let's move on. Why is she not here? Three of Wands. She wanted to move on. She wanted to travel. She wanted to move on with her life, you guys. That woman wanted to move on. She didn't want to deal with that anymore. And this man was like, you know what? You want to move on? Just hear me out. Hear me out. And yeah, Ace of Cups. He coming like, hear me out. Hear me out. Just please hear me out. She wasn't going for that. Nine of Cups. She was too successful. She had other things going for herself that she did not want to go back into this toxicity. All she wanted to do was leave peacefully, and this man would not allow it. He would not allow it. Execution style. He would not allow it. He made the decision to execute her, take her out of here. He could have, somebody had a neck injury. Somebody was stabbed in the neck. Here. Something about a frat sorority here as well came back out. This is giving swept off feet. Messages of betrayal, revenge. Again, yeah. He, like I said, somebody went through somebody's phone too, self-medicating, alcohol, drugs. This man had self-medicated. He probably got drunk before he went over there. Like, yeah, please take me back. And this woman like, look, Ryan, you're drunk. You're not, you're not in your right mind. I can't really talk to you. And he's like, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not going to, you always think you right. You always think you know everything. You're not right this time. And I'm going to show you, allegedly. Six of Swords is present influences. People are trying to move on. They're trying to figure out, the family, especially on both sides. They're just trying to move on. They're just trying to, move from this chaotic situation to a calmer situation. And, like one of her friends said, like Dora said, just keep the family in your prayers, you guys. And this is very unfortunate that this happened. When the story came across my feed, I was like, oh God. Yeah, there's a lot of regret here. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of remorse here. There's certain family members that feel like, oh my goodness, why didn't I just go over to visit, or why didn't I call, or why didn't I do this? You guys, you can't change something that happens in an instant like that. Okay? Just can't do it. And cards to flip over here. What do we have? All right, so he tried to burn something here. Mark for demise. Check phone or computer. Yeah, I'm telling you, somebody went through some phones here. Torso injury. Someone was stabbed in the torso. In the stomach. Cremated to cover up what happened. Evidence. It is also suggesting here that these people may not have died in that way, in that manner, that someone else could have been involved with this. It is also suggesting that. Made to look like a self-exiting, family annihilating situation. We have the moon here in reverse. This is the outcome here. This is the truth coming out. This is things being seen for what it really is. What is this? What's the moon here? It's deceptions. No more deceptions can be seen here. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, this was planned. Seven of Pentacles. Somebody planned this. Somebody planned this. What is this? Somebody planned this. Cheating partner was in on it. Side piece bitching. Wow. Paying for pleasure. Married for the money. Fake acting. Wow. It is suggesting here that somebody else was in that house with them. Let me get a couple of more cards. Whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't expect that. And that this was made to look like what it was made to look like. Entrepreneur, influencer, CEO, business owner. They both were business owner, married woman, mother, overbearing. It is suggesting here that someone else did this. I'm gonna just say this. It is suggesting here that a married woman did this and that she is making it look like what it's looking like. Thank you all so much for kicking it with me tonight. Oh man, that's something. It's suggesting here that y'all might need to question that y'all might need to go back over there and question old girl again. Child. You guys, I am aware that with the case for Mika Meeks, I am aware of the update that has came out. We will look into that tomorrow night around 7 p.m. June 13th around 7 p.m. you guys. Thank you all so much for coming and kicking it with me tonight, you guys. Prayers to the prayers to Melanie's family, prayers to Ryan's family. Man, prayers for those little girls, because they definitely didn't deserve it. Adults can be held accountable for their actions, but children, man, they don't deserve that. And as always, guys, peace and blessings, love, and light.
Say the name.